we'll do Russia and then go to the other topics. Go ahead.
Former NATO chief Rasmussen recently said that a group of NATO countries may be willing to put their troops on the ground in Ukraine should member states during the summit at Vilnius not decide to provide any tangible security guarantees to Ukraine. Will the US support this move by their partners at NATO?
I will say two things. Number one, I think you will see tangible NATO support for Ukraine as a result of the summit. And that support will include U.S. support. We just yesterday announced, or I guess it was 2 days ago now, announced an additional $500 million of security assistance, including security assistance tailored to the counteroffensive that is ongoing. And then the second thing I would reiterate is that the president has been very clear that U.S. troops will not be on the ground in NATO or in Ukraine. Excuse me.
One more question.
Yeah.
On Ukraine, a couple of weeks ago, the Ukrainian National Council on Television and Radio Broadcasting revoked licenses of 7 opposition TV channels in the country. Are you aware of this? Do you have any comments?
I've seen the reports. I'm not familiar with the underlying details and don't have any comment on them. Russia, we've done Russia and China, in those.
Well, I go to Russia, but it's totally unrelated to Ukraine, so pick it up at the end.
Okay. Said, Said, I'll come to you next. Go ahead. You've had your hand before.
Armenia, Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Residents of Nagorno-Karabakh say that they don't have food, electricity, or gas, and Armenia is asking for security and supply guarantees. Does the U.S. support that request?
I'm not going to comment on that specific request. I'm going to say that there are a number of issues that have been up for discussion at the talks that are ongoing. The Secretary will speak to those this afternoon, and I don't want to say anything else to get ahead of that. All right, Saeed. Don't give me that smile like I was never going to come to you. What was that?
I know.
That was
you'll come back. I'm not going anywhere. So.
Okay. Yeah, that I'm also aware of.
Okay. Great. All right. Very quickly on the appointment of Dan Shapiro that the secretary just tweeted about and so on. Now he says he will be operating out of the NEA office in this building, in here.
In NEA, yes.
Okay. So just clarify for us. He's a special representative of the president, or
he's a special advisor inside NEA to work on regional integration issues. So he will work to strengthen and deepen the Abraham Accords as well as other normalization initiatives.
Okay. All right. So
not to the secretary.
In NEA, he's a senior advisor inside NEA.
Okay. All right. A couple of other questions on the Palestinian and Israeli issue.
Before you move on from that, so why not make him a special envoy? Why not, put him up in front of the Senate for confirmation?
We think he can do all of the work he needs to do as a senior advisor.
Yeah. Is it not the case that you believe that the Senate confirmed position would have a stronger, more impact?
No, I think that you see a number of people inside this building, from the secretary to Assistant Secretary Leaf, who work on all these issues. My point was there are a number of Senate-confirmed officials already working on this. The secretary just had a trip to Saudi Arabia where we talked about normalization, raised it with Saudi officials, and we don't think that we think he can perform all the duties he needs to perform to advance the agenda as a senior advisor.
And you would also prefer not to have a spectacle in front of the Foreign Relations Committee with him testifying at a confirmation hearing?
I just don't think it's necessary.
Well, it might not be necessary.
What I mean, the Senate confirmed pieces, I don't think is necessary.
Okay. Just to continue.
Yeah, with Saeed's indulgence, you jumped the line.
Thank you. Is his appointment recognition at all that things are not moving forward on regional integration, and what do you see as the reason for that?
No, not at all. It's a recognition that adding another senior advisor to the department to work on this portfolio particularly would be a value add. The secretary has been involved in this personally. He obviously attended the first Negev Forum meeting. We were just in Saudi Arabia several weeks ago, and then he had a follow-up conversation with Prime Minister Netanyahu about further integration. It is a priority. We recognize the difficult issues that are in play in making this happen with a number of countries. But if we were giving up on this, if it wasn't a priority for us, if it wasn't something that we thought was possible, we wouldn't be adding new staff to work on it.